Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be surviving in the Minecraft Nether for 20 days. I've never done one of these before, so if you're new, then welcome. The bathroom is down the hall and to the left. If you haven't been keeping up with Minecraft lately, then you might not have known, but they're actually adding an update to the Nether, which is what we'll be exploring in this video. I do want to mention that because this video took a while to make, some recently added features may not show up in this video, but with that, let's just hop into day 1. Once I entered the portal, I immediately went around to explore the area that I was in. You have to remember that this was only my second time seeing the Nether since the snapshot was released, so I was very interested in the new biomes. I quickly found the new piglins and checked to see if they were hostile. Turns out, they are! It really felt like I was going back to the basics and starting a new world when I started mining this tree with my fist. Which, by the way, one of the only good things about surviving in the Nether is that now there's trees, and they mine so much faster than normal trees. I found this piglin attacking the new hoglin, so I quickly made a sword and defended the beast. I guess he died anyways. One of my goals was to build a house in the Nether, so that's what I started on. The block palette that I had wasn't very big, I guess, so I ended up just going with a pretty simple design. It didn't matter too much though, because I was making progress, and I'm fine with that. By the end of day 1, I had a good base down, and then it was the start of day 2. Day 2 started off with a small battle against this hoglin. It wasn't even close. I finally filled in the walls and added some new lighting with this new block, and I think it looks really cool. This wall was to become the calendar. It's pretty simple. Each day I add another sign. Don't worry, it doesn't really matter if you understood that or not, because I gave up on it like day 4. I felt that I should stock up on food because I didn't want to die and lose everything, so I went hunting. It didn't last very long though, because I almost died right away. I had a good idea about how to get into my house, but let's save that for day 3. Day 3. I started working right away. I immediately finished the first floor to my house. I also had an idea to keep some hoglins for food in a pen near my house. I then figured out that I couldn't breed them, and I made the pen for no reason. I guess the fences did technically work because a hoglin ended up jumping in. Unfortunately, I jumped in as well. This is way closer than I would have liked. Honestly, the mobs in the Nether aren't too difficult to defeat, as long as you just time your sword swings right. Maybe I was wrong. My new house was the perfect escape from enemies, and I was practically untouchable. I finally found the new undead piglins. If you didn't know, these are just a new look for the old pigmen. This was actually perfect because if I was gonna get any good tools or armor, I needed some gold. And with the slice of my sword, I collected my first gold nugget. Hey, I mean, only 215 more to go if I want some gold armor. I decided to grab some quartz because honestly, I forgot about quartz and I felt bad. Then I kept collecting gold nuggets by using my secret pigman fighting strategy. It also works for hoglins. I did my research and turns out you could trade with piglins, so here goes nothing. I'm pretty sure this is the worst trade I could have gotten. And to top it off, I died for the first time. Hey, I lasted 4 days. Okay, I'm pretty proud of myself. Time to get my stuff back. Sadly, I died, and died, and died, and died, and I died so many times. Okay, I don't want to bore you too much, so I can just sum up the rest of day 5 in one sentence. I don't know why I kept trying, I still lost everything. It was a new day, but I still died! With all that had just happened, I decided that it's my best bet to just ditch the whole spawn area. If I'm gonna lose everything anyways, I may as well see all the biomes. Despite what it looks like, I was actually just gathering blocks to build across lava. And then across this lava. Did I hear more lava? I killed some more pigments and got some more gold nuggets. And then prepared the greatest journey of my life. More bridging! Okay. I'm sorry. All of day 7 was spent bridging. I kid you not. I spent the entire day bridging. It was awful. I'm not sure how, but I forgot to hit record. It doesn't really matter that much because guess what? It's more bridging. Don't worry, there's more in day 9. I'll just catch you up there. I finally made it to another island. I found a basalt structure falling from the sky, so I decided to pick some of it up. I mean, it didn't hurt me, and it looks kind of cool, so why not? Oh yeah, also, during day 8, I found these red mushrooms and decided to pick them up because if I just so happened to find brown mushrooms, then, hey, I could make some mushroom stew. And I did! I could finally eat something other than raw pork chops. It was so good. Eating mushroom stew is a lot better because it restores more hearts faster and more hunger bars too. I did some more running around until eventually I came across this baby piglin on a chicken. I guess that's when the day ended because there's nothing else written here. Ah, halfway there. Day 10. On day 10, I finally made it to the edge of my journey. I had traveled thousands of blocks just to come across a cliff with no connection to anything new. At this point, there was only one thing I could think of. If I gathered enough blocks, I could start a final bridge to take me across this giant lava ocean and finally find something that gives me progress. So that's exactly what I did. I ran around and gathered any wood I could find. Then, I used that wood to make as many pickaxes as possible, which then I used to dig out a giant box into the side of the nether. After digging out multiple stacks of netherrack, I used that to start my bridge. I called this the Bridge of Hope. This bridge was made so I could find more. So, I crossed my fingers, and my building began. On day 11, I finished my bridge by ramping up to this soul sand valley. I'm not sure how I didn't realize it, but there was another fortress right in front of me. When I finally saw it, I actually jumped for joy. That's sad. So I got ready to journey inside. I didn't find anything right away, but soon enough, I found a blaze. I cornered it and swiftly took it down. I was specifically looking for the chests that can spawn randomly in the nether fortresses, so I could get some iron and diamonds to make better tools. And that's exactly what I found. And just like that, boom, diamonds. I quickly snatched them and crafted my first diamond sword. I wanted to get my hands on my first netherite weapon, but I would have to find some more diamonds to make a better pickaxe and then get some gold and netherite, but I got carried away, and I ended up killing more blazes. And I guess that energy carried over to the next day, because all throughout day 12, I was running around and killing blazes, clearing the area of any enemies. I found the edge of a fortress and heard the scariest sound anyone can hear. I jumped and started running back in, but there was a blaze that stopped me. I tried to think of what I could do, but in the end, my world burst into flames, and despite my best attempts, I burned alive. Day 13. I was still a little annoyed from the previous day, and I felt like there was no point to the whole thing, but I had to find the new netherite. Even if I couldn't do anything with it, I just wanted to see it in-game. So I found a good place on the side of a hill and dug down. My plan was to strip mine until I found a bunch of the ancient debris, which is what you use to make netherite, but I didn't get very far. The nether gods must have been mad at me for a few days because tragedy struck on day 14. I continued my plan and started to strip mine, but just as I started, I ran into a problem. In the nether, there are these little pockets of lava randomly in the ground, and I found one right away. I burned alive in that lava. So sad. I finally made it back, but I slipped in and burned in it again. Are you serious? At this point, I was really debating whether I should continue this challenge. It kind of felt pointless. I just shut my computer down and took a break. Returning to the challenge and instantly being greeted with this screen reminded me of what I originally got myself into. So I decided that I no longer wanted to explore, but instead, survive with something to put my name on. I decided to go back to the basics, just as I had 15 days before. I began construction by tearing down trees left and right, creating planks and fences, and then got to work on building. I continued this process throughout day 16, but mixed in a little bit of food gathering, organization, and fighting. I had some ideas for my house already planned out, but I came up with a lot as I went. I had no real end goal anymore, and I just wanted to keep building. As I built, I noticed it was less about the challenge of surviving for 20 days in the nether, but instead it just felt like I was playing a new and fresh game. By day 17, I finished up my first house. I wanted to use the nether vines to their fullest potential, but before that, I decided to die! Anyways, I built up to the roof of the nether and extended the vines to reach all the way down. My idea was that I could have multiple levels to my house for different uses. Then I decided that it was probably a good time to start on my second floor. On day 18, I kept on building. As I said earlier, I wanted to have something to put my name on, and this was the only thing that I wanted to do. I pretty much finished the rest of my nether house. I didn't have too much to spread out on each floor, so I just kept everything down at the bottom. Overall, my house was looking pretty nice. I even added some flowers on the corners to spice up the place. Compared to the normal houses I build, I was pretty proud of this. Enough talking and more fighting. I decided that I probably needed to stay alive for the last 2 days. And just like that, day 19. For day 19, I finally faced my greatest opponent in the nether. Finding netherite. Not this again. After doing more research, I figured out that I wouldn't be able to use the netherite for anything. I don't even think I could pick it up because I didn't have nearly enough of the required items. But the least I could do is find some, right? So with that, I dug down and started off in one direction. From my research, I learned that the ancient debris needed to make the new netherite was really rare. And with that in mind, I found some right away! It wasn't even just one block. I figured that maybe I just got lucky, but I needed evidence. So I started digging even more. Unfortunately, I didn't find any more after searching for the entire day. I had about a minute left of day 19, so I went back and attempted to mine a block of the ancient debris, just to make sure I couldn't, you know? Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. But as the clock sounded, the day counter changed to my final day in the nether. I couldn't die now, so I hid in my amazing tower. As I looked out on the fiery nether, I realized that this was a terrible idea. Why did I start this video? I started thinking of other things I could have done with my time. But alas, that was in the past. I'd killed too many piglins, mined too much netherrack, explored too many biomes. But for what? Yes, I learned more about the nether, but why didn't I just go into creative mode or watch a video? Anyways, I felt like I deserved to spend my final day in the nether watching the time tick down and looking at the piglins and hoglins that I conquered, just wandering around below me. And I did just that! And that was it. Although I may have died many times in the process, I survived in the nether for 20 days. Overall, I learned a lot about the new nether. In fact, I never want to go back because of how much I know now. But at least we had fun, right? Hey, no one said this was going to be easy. In fact, no one said anything at all because I'm too insecure to tell people about my YouTube channel. So how about you tell somebody for me, eh? That's right. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to me and liking the video and sharing it with your friends. I spent a lot of time on this project and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch it. So thank you. Also, if you have any ideas for other YouTube videos that you want me to make, then let me know down in the comments below. Anywho, I'll catch you on the flip side.